Well, hello, guys. I am back and still don't continue to be shocked because I'm back with another tutorial. I'm back from Utah. It's Monday night and I came back sick. So I have spent the better part of today in bed. Oh, look, Squeaky said his head, but you're sick, Mama. Here, let me say hi, right? Yes, exactly. But yeah, I came back sick with a head cold. My sister got it. It started for her on Friday. My niece had it earlier in the week, so we were pretty much blaming my niece as being patient zero. And it went to my sister, and then we were enclosed in a car for several days. I mean, we actually drove in two separate cars, the whole family, out to Utah for this family wedding. And then, but we spent all day Saturday together because we went to Zion. And if you ever have a chance to travel to Utah and are able to see Zion, by all means, get out and see it. It is majestic, and that's the least that I can say. It was amazing. Just I did not anticipate it being so wild. We didn't take my mom thinking that it was going to involve a lot of walking, and it did not. You can actually drive through Zion. We're dingalings, and we didn't look that up. So actually, Peanut Gallery and I actually picked up. We were all staying at the same Airbnb, and we took Mom on Sunday because we had more flexibility with our coming home schedule. Laura was laid out sick, so they got in the car and left. And we did not leave until far too late from Utah, so it made a long drive long. Not really bad. The problem that made the long drive long is that I started coming down with it on the drive. I went into a coma and left poor Peanut Gallery pretty much alone. Mom slept in the back seat. I was in the front seat in it just, what is going on? Because I don't sleep like that in the car, and it was a head cold coming on. Yes, this morning I woke up and I was dying. Anyway, you guys probably don't care. It's like, really, Myra, we are not here to hear about your woes, although Zion was great. We're here to see what you're going to do with this kit, right? And we're not here to watch you scratch Kitty, right, Squeaky? But Squeaky says, but you're out here talking, Mama, right? He says, I want to help. I wants to help, right? Okay, let me do this. Let me scritch her to make her happy, and I'll be right back. We're going to crack this open. We're going to make a card, okay? Give me a second. Alrighty then, I am back. I have done what any self-respecting cat owner would do who's trying to get something done. I fed the cat. So I've started to pull this out to decide what I'm going to do. I've already, briefly, I had already gone through this before I decided to shoot the video. So I've decided I'm going to do a modification of one of the cards that comes in the instructions that Anna gives us. And all of these kits comes with not only the instructions, but also with the code that allows you to bring up the video so that you know how to do just to work with these. So I'm going to do a take on one of them, but I will do probably more than one because I'm also going to use this as the basis for a card swap I'm doing that's supposed to be patriotic. So I'm going to make use of not necessarily all the supplies, but the ideas and the dies and the embossing folder. So in this card, you're probably not going to see the embossing folder, but I am going to use the dies. What I can say is I'm for sure going to go ahead and use this background. I have decided to do that. I have decided, and I put it away because I'm a ding-a-ling that way. Let's see. These are the envelopes. We don't care about the envelopes now, but I'm not going to send them flying like I notoriously do. But I do want to use this background. I do want to use this one. This is why it's separate. Ooh. Oh, for criminy sakes. I hate when she does this to me. I have the stars. I didn't realize that because I know that the sample cards has the polka dots, but I really don't feel polka dotish. Or is it that the polka dots are a background to a card? No, here they are. They're the background to these. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not feeling this print, although it's very bandana-ish, very Americana, to be honest. So, but I don't feel like doing this one too. I really liked the stars, but now, excuse me, I'm sorry. I see this, but I'm still, let me see. No, I still feel the stars. I still want to do the stars, so I'm going to die cut this, and then I'm going to follow her lead. I'm going to use this die right here. I'm going to die cut it in blue, but you can use these, but I'm not crazy, okay? Well, no, let me take it back. I am. There are several, I mean, there's dark blues, but I want to save this pattern paper, so I'm just going to whip out of my stash some blue cardstock and supplement with that so that I don't use this and not, have to choose between the patterned or the not patterned. Although, in all honesty, I probably should, but I'm not gonna. So there, that's my story, and I am sticking to it. That's the evil plan. So that's gonna be my blue layer, and, or, I wanted to use some gold. I just do not see how I'm going to incorporate the gold because I don't want to cut into these corners. So it's kind of like, I mean, I could, because all of this could be cut out of the gold and it would look spectacular, but then you lose everything in the background. And I feel strongly about not doing that. I mean, that's my personal opinion. But we're going to break this out and maybe use these in the other card that I have to do with the exchange, because the exchange, the requirements are red, white, and blue. Do what you want as long as it's all red, white, and blue. So that's pretty much it. That's so truly my story. And so let me bring out the Empress. We're going to give the Empress another try because this is Anna Griffin. So we're going to use her die cutter because I have to get through my learning curve with this. Okay, I now know that, yeah, I have to fiddly fart a little bit with the, with her sandwich. And I'm not going to make the mistakes of the last card. So give me a second. Let me pull her out and we'll make new mistakes. How about that? Okay, be right back. Alrighty, I have already pulled out my papers, and shockingly as it may sound, I changed my mind again and I went back to the dots that the sample had. Not because the sample had it, but because I realized that I'm going to hide a lot of this, or a nice chunk of it, in with the other embellishments. So I wanted to save the stars for something where it would shine out more. I try to be somewhere in between Anna's level of embellishments, which is, embellishing within an inch of its life. I like busy, don't get me wrong. I do. I'm notorious for that. But the papers and everything she gives us is pretty stuff that I almost feel like it's criminal to cover so much about the embellishments. So I try to find that happy medium. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to do the simple die cut first, which is the circle that I'm going to put on top of the card base right here. We're going to do that one first because really, how could I go wrong with that, right? Let's see. The night is young. Who knows? And it is already going wrong because I forgot I need to add at least something. There we go. I believe it's the magnetic mat. There we go. Which means I didn't need the tape, but you get, some things are force of habit. So let's try that again. Now it should go through. Or if worse comes to worse, guess what? We're going to resort to our instructions. Oh, I hit reverse. I need run. That might help. What do you guys think, right? Oh, Lord have mercy. You guys come here just to see my antics, right? Because it can't be for my expertise. Because Lord knows I don't have any. But I have fun. And I hope that you guys have fun with me and my antics. It's like, I'm like the cats. I'm always talking about the cats' antics. And, heaven forbid that they might have learned antics from, the mother. For they are my people. That's what my father used to call cats as he brought home the next stray. My father, before he passed, lived with me. And my maiden name. And his name was Hidalgo Gato, which dates back to medieval times, to the time of the Crusades, actually. And it was given, it was a title. Hidalgo was, at any rate. Gato is, I don't know who added that, but Hidalgo was a title given to anybody that went on crusade with this one king who came back alive. And it literally meant hijo de alguien, or the son of somebody. So you became a person of lower nobility. You didn't get anything else. It wasn't like you got a big prize or, a land or, a castle or anything like that. I mean, if you came back alive in whatever loot you came back from the crusade, that was your prize. But the one thing he did give you is, if you're in Hidalgo, you were exempt from taxes. So for a very long time in Spain, to be able to prove that you were in Hidalgo was a big thing. So here I am in Hidalgo. And that went away a long time ago. Spain could care less now what my ancestors did. But I am a Hidalgo. And then somewhere along the line, somebody added the gato. So I always tell people, I go, yes, I'm a noble cat. And it's just one of those things that, there you go. You do a little bit of genealogy and you find out some, cool stuff about yourself. So, that's my story. That's my story. I'm the daughter of a noble cat. But my dad would always say about cats that they are his people. So, when you said his name or anything, he would always say meow. Always. It was just one of his things. And, needless to say, I miss him so, because he's, I'm the character I am because he was the character that he was. You know, I am my father's daughter. Okay, let's send this through now. Hopefully successfully. See, oh, I forget. See, I forget I'm with Anna's machine. Let me pull this forward so I can actually reach it when I pull it out the other end. This when you have to punch a button because, oh my gosh, that is such a horrendous step. Now let's see. Ooh, look at that. That already looks good. Look at that, how pretty it is. And I am not even, I'm going to be satisfied with what it is. I don't know if it's supposed to, if that, you know, there is a little bit, you see a little bit of the embossing there. And I could probably put it back in and run it through a second time. But guess what? I'm gonna fight that impulse. We're gonna let it go because we all know what happened the last time. I did that. I wanted to get the embossing, and we are going to play with that a little bit more, probably off camera, so I don't, you know, so you guys think that maybe I know something, and that I'm not really the village idiot. My village is out there looking for me, because I know, you know, my brain is such a little thing to be out there all by itself. Let me just, we don't need to shake this out right now. You guys don't need to see me do that. We'll set that aside. But now we've got, so here we are slowly but surely building the cards. Oh my gosh, look how cool that looks. See, I think I was right in doing that. I'm covering, because I am covering the majority. Unless, see, I would say I could cut this out. I have a zillion circle dies. And that is something that you can keep in mind depending on if you get this kit or have this kit and you want to fiddly fart with it. Hey, go find your circle dies. We all have them. I have a gazillion of them. And mostly, I think most of mine are from the Stamp Doctor. So she has some really cool nesting dies. And when she runs a sale, oh my gosh, the price can't be beat. So I will link you down below to her. She's really cool people. Anyway, let me set this aside. You did not hear me want to go wrangling. Let me now get this piece. I'm just going to take up, it's almost like hurts me to use up because it's like I want to do something with the whole piece. And I think I'm going to emboss it on one of the cards eventually as I work through this kit. But on this one, I just want to cut this little piece out right here. And here I am, once again, that's all I have to do really, is put it on there because that's what the magnetic die is for. Although, then that, I mean, hopefully it will keep, the paper will stay. The one thing I don't like about doing that is I don't control it. It may or may, I can't line up the paper right. And I'm a very visual person. So I'm going to go allow my, the twitch factor to take over that part of me that's the control freak. And like, okay, set that down. I know it's going to stay more or less, kind of, sort of. And we are now going to run that one through. Let me put it this way. Although I guess I should. And it's already moving around, isn't it? No, it's not. It's just my imagination. We're going to let that go here. It is a bit. See, I should have used another piece of tape. And maybe I shouldn't get so crazy. I do have quite a bit of this gold because of all the kits I have from her. She always gives you a ton of gold. Okay, so we will touch run. And here we go. We send this through. And normally I don't usually sit here, make you sit through when I'm die cutting. I just want you to see because I am using my my Empress now. Although, you know, everybody and their mother-in-law has the Empress now. So I'm just, you know, slow to the game. And yep, I just barely, see, it did shift. Because look at that, man. I could not have called that any closer, a millimeter more. And I would be die cutting this again. And who knows, we'll see in a minute if I'm not wrong. We're just going to use this to push it out. There we go. And then we're going to try to push it back in and not let it get stuck there. Oh, look at that. Yes, there is. And this too had some, that's a piece of the tape, embossing, and it didn't emboss all the way on all the pieces. And I'm sorely tempted to let me, there we go. And I could have used my little rolly thingy of running it back through. I'm petrified. I am not gonna lie to you guys. I am like petrified that it's going to if I run it through with this. But you know what? One should be, that's what it's there for. And if we don't do this, we're not gonna learn. I'm not gonna learn my own machine if I don't sit here and do these things, which is use the mat for its intended purpose, except it wants to move. There we go. Let me put that down, and this time, is it, you know what, it's not lying here. This might be where I went south. It doesn't, there we go. Is that what it's supposed to do? I don't know. Oh, there is a way to how this goes. So, but that doesn't make sense because how did the other stuff cut out? Oh, because there is a cutout there. It cuts stuff out, I think. I don't know. I'm going to leave this well enough. We're going to leave this go because you know what? At the end of the day, this is going to get covered. We're going to figure out, we're going to take a good look at this die later and dissect it and really take a good look at it. But I'm not going to do it, waste any more of your time here while I'm trying to figure out the intricacies of a die. That's unimportant. We're going to set that aside. Let me squish this off. Although, technically speaking, we are now done die cutting. So we are in the assembly portion of this video. So we will turn my the Empress off. Take this off to the edge. I'm going to keep this little piece and move this on over to the edge. And we're going to come back here because really now it's all about sticking stuff together and deciding how much I want to, which way do I want to do this? Do I want to make it an easel card or do I want to make it a side opening card? I think I'm going to make it side opening. This base piece, I am just going to glue it down to here. We don't need to raise this up. By the time I'm done adding stuff, this thing is going to be pretty tall, I think. So let me just I'm just going to grab some glue. And I'm going to get the stopper to come out of the glue. My gosh, I have not, wow, this is how long I've gone without using it. Will it come out? Hopefully it will. Let me see. Because it was pretty stuck in there. I've got some dry glue in there. All right, give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to unclog the bottle. Alrighty then, it took a little bit of doing, but I did get that glue. There was just a glop of glue stuck. I had to work it for a few, but I got it unglued. So let me just apply some glue. Doesn't take a lot, but I like using my Barely Art because it will give me the play time I need to center it. And before I do that, let's put it back in here. Although it was in there all the time, so just that it's been, yes guys, it's been that long since I've really been playing with this stuff, so I'm very ashamed of myself. All my materials here, all my tools feel very, very unloved. Hence why it got stuck. So that is not perfect, but that is okay. For only God is perfect. Everything else, it's a little bit of imperfection is okay. There you go. Although that is bothering me, so let's see if I can adjust it. See, that's the nice thing. It's still almost dry, but it's letting me adjust it a little bit more. See, I adjust it one way and then I unadjust it in another, as you can't win. Okay, let's leave it at that. Good, bad, or otherwise, I'm letting it stay here. Now this, I am going to want to pop. I do want to, this, I don't know if I think, this actually I'm going to glue down to the blue. And but the blue, I do want to pop it up. So let's do that. Let's take care of this real quick. So we'll just put some dots of glue. I don't know if I need to do it on every one. So let's I think every other one will be good enough. Let's do that. And see if that doesn't backfire on me. And maybe in the center and just, I should have just done my Myra method for this, but there you go. Actually, what I'll do is I'll alternate or try to. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why you guys expect me to be competent, especially on a day when I have a head cold and I'm not all together. Under the best of circumstances, I don't have my act together, so why would I do it today? All I do, I have a bit of a mild headache, but I really, I was twitchy. I'm not kidding you. I was like, oh, I want to work with something. I want to play with something. So there we go. I am here playing. There we go. So yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. I think this was the right decision. And again, I'm winging it today. And that's always a dangerous proposition with me. But and it is again not perfect, but look, it actually I have a little extra play time. I'm not going to stress about the glue because the glue dries clear and it dries matte. And I'm going to put stuff on top of this anyway. So, although if you really, I've got twitchy, you can use a handy dandy tool like this one. And this is a basic ceramic tool. You can get this at Michael's, you know, name your craft store. You can probably find it. It's a ceramic tool. But I use it as a glue, you know, a glue eraser to an extent. It is still not perfectly centered, and I am not messing with it anymore. You really have to stare at it to see it. And if you are, then, you know, you have problems, my friend. Okay, I'm ready to do this, but I'm going to layer this up. But I think, because I could sit here and use foam dots, and I would put a foam dot. I have the little microscopic ones here, but I'd be really removing paper from here till doomsday, I think. Or I may use them because I have them there. I might as well use them. So give me a second. Let me go find my foamies, and I will be right back, and we're going to put that layer down. Okay? Okay, I have located some of my foamies. Not the ones I was looking for, but that's not a bad thing. It's just a bit of my collection of foam that I have. And I mean, I have a ton of it. It's kind of frightening. But I'm going to go ahead and use these. I have bigger ones, but I wanted to kind of stay consistent with the width so they wouldn't be so noticeable. I think that will work. This is, I can find readily this size on Amazon. I'll link you down below to my source for them. This is from Best Creations, and I love their foamies. I have a bunch of packages I bought from them, and I don't always use them as much as I should. These are ones that I actually got from Scrap That. I don't know if they sell them on their website or there. I'll link you down below. I know that they carry them definitely. If you've been to the expo, you've seen them. I've got a bunch of these same way because they sell them for, you know, relatively dirt cheap. And I use them. But this is what I'm going to use because I think these are going to work really, really well with the stars, the round ones. But I wanted to show you that they make them in this size. And then if you really need something dinky, they got them in the inky dinky size. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to bring it in a little bit closer. So those are the size differences for, you know, those occasions when you need something a lot more tinier. I had a moment I thought about using, what do you call it? My 3D glue, but I would have had to pull the syringe out to be able to do those dots, and I'm just not feeling good. So I'm just like, no, I'm going to go easy. I'm going to cheat and just use foam dots today and deal with having to peel them all off. So I'm just going to break these two out, and we're going to apply them quickly. I don't want to take up too much tape time, but I did want to, you know, show you guys that I'm, you know, kind of basically, for lack of a better term, I'm mixing and matching my foam with this, but it does work. And I just want to apply, just, you know, kind of keep them equidistant from each other so that you don't end up with any, you know, hollow spaces, you know, where it just goes down with that special sound effect, because you have to have the sound effect or it's just not right. But, and I'm just going to put a couple more here, like 3 or 4 in the middle. We'll see how they fit. I want to make sure this is all nice and even, give or take. So that looks pretty good. Not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. Now, I was going to turn it over, but we're not done, because now we're going to take these little guys. Let's see. Oh, we'll start with this one right here because he seems to want to come up. There we go. And I think these are going to work just fine. My gosh, they're actually thicker than I thought. So I may be, quite frankly, removing those that I just put down, but that's okay. I have, because look how thick that one is. Can you guys see it? That is probably twice what these little guys are, which means even these, who are pretty thick, might not be thick enough. We'll see. I just don't want to end up with a wonky card. Let's see. These are a pretty good match. So give me a second. Although maybe I can, let's see how quickly, because I didn't push them down really well. We will see. Look, if we can recycle. Pull these back. So anyway, I can pull them off. So I'm not going to waste all of your video time. Let me pull these off and go back with the other ones. I'll be right back. Told you I was going to make a new mistake. Didn't I not warn you? I told you. Okay, so as you saw, I got all the foam dots with it, and of course, heaven forbid I should be paying attention and had this done correctly, so you saw I had to adjust so that I got them, and it worked out perfectly. I could put a dot on every other. I switched over to these more denser ones, and it still is not quite the same as these guys, but I think it's gonna, but it's close enough for government work, so we're, you know, it's going to work. So now all I have to do is now go crazy, drive myself crazy, actually, removing all of the foam, the paper wrappers. We'll do that right now, and then go ahead and get this. You know what? And I didn't do that because you saw how it came up. That meant that somehow I managed to not press these down good enough. And usually I do this with my oh my goodness, my bone folder, but there we go. We're just gonna do it with our fingers and wing it. So let's pull these up. Usually if I pinch it, there we go, I can get it to at least come up so I don't struggle as much, although on camera I struggle all the more on pure principle. There we go, come on. Oish. Maybe we should just do it. There we go. See? I try to get all technique-y on you guys, and it doesn't work. Just go old school. There we go. These are coming up. That's why I got my nails back on for, right? Now we'll see how these, I have not, I didn't think about it. I think it may be the first time I'm busting out these little circly guys. So let's see how cooperative they are. We can not spend 45 minutes removing. That one wanted to come up. So even though I was pretty good about squishing these, I thought, apparently I did not squish them enough. And I didn't go in and add secondary. I could have in the middles, but I do not see the need for them. That's when we just want to put just enough to oh my goodness. See, there's always the one. And maybe, no, he's not. I go, maybe I just already pulled him off and I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. This guy, this one does not want to, the whole dot came off. And I'm wondering if it just hasn't, it's not sticky. So we're just going to put it back down, let it stick, and he will just be right there. Actually, it did come off. I'm going crazy. Don't mind me, guys. This is why I'm the mad scrapper. Take me away from scrapbooking. I totally forget what I'm doing. But there you go. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to probably go out in the garden for a side, because I've had a couple people ask me how the garden grows. And I'll do, I actually took the time to do it on Friday and then proceeded to delete the video from existence. So I have to literally go out and reshoot the update to the Mad Garden, which is just growing like gangbusters, or going to be getting dirt this week and probably the next day or two. And we're going to repot as many as I can get. I have fabric pots. And we're going to repot as many of the tomatoes as we can because they're growing like crazy in there. I don't know if they're necessarily outgrowing their pots, but everything that I'm reading and seeing, all the advice I'm getting is that I should have started them off in bigger pots. But there you go. You live and you learn. They are doing really, really well. In that respect, I have to say they are. But anyway, we'll show them off tomorrow. This is not what you're here for. You're here for the card, not for my tomatoes. Now let's go ahead and put this down, and hold on, let me turn that off and let the peanut gallery know that the Pickup Bose water alarm just went off, dear. And we have to pick up our senior dog's water bowl, or else we end up with accidents in the night. So I have an alarm to remind me to do that. Otherwise, yeah, well, we end up having to clean up an accident the next morning. Not always, but, you know, he is older. It's almost 11 now, so. And there we go, and that feels really, really well. So now we are ready to add embellishments. So we're going to go into this bag of goodies. And I know more or less what I want to do, because I do like, well, I know that the stars are one of the things we're going to use. There is that lovely little flaggy thing down here. I'm pretty sure that's the one I see in the picture having been used. And then we got some swirly, some red, and I'm assuming that they're, yes, they are directional. So we're going to use one in each direction. Put these stars, set these aside. We'll put these go kind of there. And here I have to agree with, although, I don't know, but it almost seems like, well, we'll see. We'll play with this, with what she did and what I do. You know, I like taking her hints. But do we have any white ones or any gold ones? Let's see, what do we got going on here? Here's some white ones. We will see in a minute. We have gold too, although that might be too much gold. But I don't know. I don't think there's ever too much gold. I want to put a little flag down here. Do I want to go different? Or I don't know. I think I like this one. I think this is the one that's in the sample. Or we can go gold. And see, this is what you just open up the package and then you go nuts. But I'm not. I think that's just, it's I'm like too much red, but not enough red. But because we have so much red in the background, I have to pull it in quite a bit. And I think we kind of lose it, or maybe not, because if we put those stars here, they're pretty visible. And then we have this, and then we'll put our sentiment across the middle. So it does work. It actually does work. So I could do that, but let's see. You know, let's just, for the sake of argument, because I am argumentative, ask the Peanut Gallery about that. He will, you know, expound on that greatly. See, I told you. I don't know. See, I don't know if I feel the white, because now we have the white on the white. And I'm not going to do the blue. But let's check. The gold almost might be too much, is what I am thinking too, because we have gold right underneath it. But of course, there are bigger gold swirlies too, so. And this is like remember the game, The Barrel of Monkeys? I think that's what these are. They're like the Barrel of Monkeys. Oh, let's put these in here. So this is what happens when you wing it, and you're indecisive on top of that. So I put that. See, I think now we've got too much gold going on, and it's like, oh my goodness. Maybe I just go back to the red and quit while I'm ahead. Because I don't see anything else here that really feels right to me. Oh, I found blue there, but we can't use the blue. The blue is out because the background is blue. So it's either we use the gold and go way out there, but I don't feel like doing that either. So, or we do the white and we'll be white on white. Almost, but it almost like we end up with the same situation as the red. Except that we can go a little farther out with the white. And then, you know what? Maybe if I pick my sentiment, that will help me make a decision on that. So, on that note, let me do that. And and the other thing is I have to make a decision now. Do I want to go, here we have the gold argument going on all over again, or this one? Oh, I like this one. Never mind. There's no argument. I don't care who's arguing. All of you who are disagreeing with me, I get to overrule you. Those who agree with me, yay, yes. Okay. Put that down there. Add this here. Ooh, I like that already. And I know it's like all wonky and crooked, and there you go. So now let's go through, and we'll move all of this stuff over, and I'll clean it up later. Nobody likes to pick up, including me. We'll leave these reds because there's still room for argument on those, but let me see what sentiments for my wonderful friend. Congratulations. Friends, family, freedom. That would be an awesome if I were using, I mean, this could be either, we have Memorial Day coming right up. So, I mean, this would be an excellent card for a veteran. Or just, I love that. Bold stripes, brave hearts. I love that. Let's celebrate. You know what? That might be my sentiment. Although then now red becomes a super dominant color for my favorite guy. Let's see, 3 cheers for you. Birthday wishes. Do we want to make it go with a little bit more white? And then, which in this case, then I've got to add the red in, because then it looks to me like there's too much. Or we can go with happy birthday. Feature or best wishes. That might be, you know what? We could go with the best wishes, and then, although then it doesn't, I don't think it works so well with this. It would work better if it was, or I don't use that. Hello. Although I did like it. You know, it spoke to me. But then that's too much busy. So I do like that. I like this combination. So I think Beth's Wishes is out. And maybe we just go birthday wishes. Because there's always a birthday. And we can, you know, a July baby. Save this for a July birthday. I have a birthday in July, but I can't send myself a card. I'm not like, I mean, I could, but that's, you know, might be a little bit more hubris than I'm comfortable with. So, birthday wishes, let's celebrate. I mean, really, just for you, celebrate. The one in the card is for my hero. But in the immediate, I don't have somebody that qualifies for that other than the obvious hero. Ooh, that looks, let's see. Let's try that. Let's see if that works with this mess here. Now we're going to be here 3 days while I make up my mind. What do you think? That might work. Let's see. I mean, I could do stars on top and stars below. What have we got going on here else that I could add? I don't know. I think for what I like, and this is right now all about me. Although I do have, oh, I just noticed that these are in 2 sizes. Ew. Do I want to use a bigger one? I don't know. Celebrate for my wonderful. You know what? We may go back to on this special day. Oh, you know what? There we go. That's it. On this special day is going to be it. It only took me 3 days to make that decision. And this is why we, you know, Wing It Wednesday can be, you know, a little dangerous. Because it takes me so long to wing it. But there you go. If nothing else, hopefully you get the idea that I too, you know, you too are not the only one that goes, what am I going to do? Okay, now my decision is, do I go with the white? So now having selected the sentiment, or do I go back to the red? So let's put this back down and let me make my final decision. Isn't that like that game show, the $1 million question? Is that your final decision? I actually think I like it. The red, you know, grew back on me. I think. Although, let's see. If we do this, do the little loopy thing. I like it better. That's it. That's it. We're going to leave it with the red. I really, although, you know, okay, let's just one last time. Don't hate me. Or fast forward me, whichever. Let's put that down and let's see. No, it's red. There we go. That's my final decision. We are going to go with the red. So now it's all about gluing it down. And let me move around this hot mess. Push all you guys over here. There we go. And I'm going to go with my tried and true Myra method of gluing things down. I'm just going to make a little puddle here, but let me decide. Let me really get some placement here. Right? These two can wait for a hot second, although there's 2 things I've got to get in place. Is this in relation to the sentiment? More or less. Actually, I should just put these down and then I can put the sentiment in, decide whether I want to overlap it. So these 2 guys just have to go in. So I'll get them. See, remember why I told you how these, whether you could see them or not, wasn't going to be so important because I'm going to add so much stuff on top that you can't tell. This is exactly why I said that. Now I'm just going to put a little puddle of glue right here, and I hope that doesn't backfire because I haven't a clue where my wet wipes that I usually keep here, they might be there. We'll see. If not, I have the alcohol wipe. So if I don't have one, I have the other. Put some right there. And glue that off. Okay, so, all right, I think no matter what, I'm at this point committed. The minute something goes down on glue, that pretty much is the deciding factor, and whether I like it or not, that's the way it's staying. And we'll put this one down as well. There you go. Give me a sec. I'm going to tilt this so I can see it and make sure they more or less look even. Okay, so now we've got that in place. What did I decide? What was my heart is on this special day? On this special day. We don't know what this special day is, but it's special. And now, see, I don't know if I can tilt it a little bit. So then, yeah, that's why, so that it will overlap both of them. Okay, so that was a quick adjustment. Where is my wipey tool? Oh, there's my wipey tool. Although, again, well, here it is kind of visible. But again, this is almost unnecessary because it does dry clear and matte. So not like shiny and noticeable. But let's fix it anyway, or try to. Okay. Set that aside. Okay, so now this has to go in first, for sure. I have to glue this down. So I think it would go right here because this has, I will remember this time that it actually has tape. Just. But maybe a little bit lower, so because we have to put, we not only are adding this, but where's my little banner guy? Here's my little banner guy. Right? And I forgot the stars have to go up there too. Maybe I will go, I picked the bigger one, but I'm thinking, just so we see, I think this littler one is going to work. What do you guys think? I'm going to go with the little smaller one. So we'll raise it up maybe a little bit, but don't forget my stars. I already like scooted my stars back. Hello. Okay, let's put the stars down. Now is this, I don't think this is sticky, so we'll just add a little glue. We'll just do it ourselves. Add that down. There you go. And we'll just tap that down right there. Good, bad, or otherwise, it is committed. Although the upside is, of course, that I do have a little bit of scoodle time. Very technical Myra term. Just to fiddly fart it into place. And I make sure it's even more or less. There we go. So it touches. Yep. I'm going to keep it a little on the low side. I think my sample that I'm only half paying attention to has it a little bit higher. But again, it is my card. So this is how I'm doing it. And this, I believe, does it or does it not? I don't think it does have a sticky. I think I have to glue this down. Oh, the horror of having to lay down glue. There we go. I'll just add a little bit of glue down there. There we go. No big deal. Unless, of course, it does have glue. It does have a tape in there. You're like, oh, Myra, you're such an idiot. There we go. Oh, no. Okay. What did I just say? Didn't I just say that this had to go down first? Why wasn't nobody screaming at me loud enough for me to hear you? Okay, we're just gonna... But again, this is what I love about the Barely Art glue, is that it gives me playtime. And I need it, especially when I put the banner on crooked. All right, this looks fairly good, well centered. There we go. And then this doesn't have to go all the way down. I forgot about that little tidbit, so I'm going to pull it down some more. Actually, I can get away with it all the way at the tip because this will also cover it. I really do want more of it sticking out because it is so pretty. And then that will go right there. And guys, you know what? This card's going to be done. Then all I have to do is later on stamp a sentiment. Sometimes, and I will tell you this, folks, ladies, if you know what the occasion for your card is going to be, go ahead and stamp your sentiment down inside first. Because now, if you use, unless you are really good with your stamp blocks, I'm not necessarily am. I always do all my sentiment stamps with my Misty or my Tim Holtz. My Tim Holtz gives me that opening so that I can, if I have a card where I've dimensionalized it within an inch of its life, like this one, it will allow me, I can stamp a sentiment in it and not stress it. So, and that's it. Even if it wasn't it, this stuck. It just said, I am staying here. That's it. And there you go, guys. This card is ready to rock and roll. It is somewhat of a, you know, I will say that I took for some creative license, but I did take it from the sample here. I just did it my way with a little bit of difference. There's a part of me that wants to add now something in the corner. I just don't know if I have. I know that there are little scattered little stars. You know, I feel a compulsion. Or, you know what I can do? Hello, do I have them here? Oh, look. Whoops, sorry. As I'm dumping them on the ground. I have my little Daiso punches, and I've got, hello, that matching gold card. So what do you guys think? Let's see. We're going to punch out some stars. And maybe add a star in the corner. Is that overkill? You know, never mind. Don't answer that question. We all know it probably is. But I want to give it a whirl. I want to maybe the little ones. So let's see. There's one. Let's see. I'm going to try to use up all that scrap, all this scrap paper. So there. I think I'll struggle. I don't know. Either that or I'm going to struggle more because now it's a smaller piece of paper. Who knows? But let's add that. Well, there we go. Another one. Let's see. Get that. Hopefully it won't move because it's so much easier, or not, to punch that way. And I think I can get one more right there. Oops, no, don't move. There we go. So I have 4 little stars somewhere. Put one. I can live with that. Where's the other? Where's the 4th star though? Right. I go through, oh, there it is. Yay. And there you go. I think, now let's see, you know, and I think those foam dots, but where are the really inky dinkies are at? We're going to use these, although they are also pretty. Let me see how thick they are. Let's see, because these are smaller, they are thinner. So we're going to grab these little, just because I wanted to show you guys these microscopic ones. I don't even know if they're worth the effort. I'm sure actually they are, but because they're so small, they're also a little bit more difficult to work with. So let's put a little tiny dinky one of these. Use my tweezers instead of making the attempt with my fat fingers. We'll do that. We'll add one more here. As soon as we get all the sticky stuff. And at this point, who cares as long as you can't see it, right? There we go. One, and then the last guy. Alrighty. Not perfect, but close enough for government work as far as centering. We're going to put one of these little guys, right, like this. Yeah, in each corner. Because remember I told you that part about me that's in the overkill? Yeah. It's like, oh no, one more thing. Oh no, one more thing. I've had this, and I've said this frequently. More is not better. Sometimes more is just more. But I think this is just the right level of more. And if it's not, if it's not your cup of tea, I mean, this is just my ideas and my added little genius. But, again, this proves the versatility and, and your creativity, that I took what I had and then added a little bit more. And there you go. There's our card. It's ready to rock and roll. All I have to do is add the sentiment and sign it on the back. And I love that from all of Anna's cards, is that she allows you a place to sign it. And as artists, we always remember, guys, always, always sign your work. So there you have it. Here is our Comeback Wing It Wednesdays. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of this and just, fly by the seat of your pants and make big messes on your desk that you have to clean up. And enjoy the process. Just, you can see that I struggle a little bit and I make mistakes too. And then I just keep on trucking. And you still make a beautiful thing. And I'm not ringing my bell or anything like that. I'm just saying that no matter what, at the end of the day, the product is always worth the effort. So again, if you enjoyed this, please, by all means, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to hear and see more me coming back with more moments of insane genius or just insanity, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell and you'll know when I'm on. And otherwise, guys, glad to see you. I will be back with a new video as soon as I can, frankly. And meanwhile, don't forget, we are all a little mad here, okay? So come with me and let's scrap the madness, okay? Talk to you later. Bye.